Please, Genshin, let me stop farming handguards. Use something else. There's so many materials in the world that you created. You don't just have to use handguards. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Malnoxx, and just a few minutes ago from when we're recording this, Genshin Impact released all the banner information for the first half of 2.6. So we're going to dive right in, take a look at what you can expect coming up in the first half of 2.6, as well as what materials you need to get ready to make sure you can hit the ground running. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, leave a like if you liked the video at the end, and let's get into it. So coming up first, we have the 2.6 character banner, starting off with Ayato's banner. On here, we're going to have Sucrose, Xiangling, and Yun Jin as our 4-star options. And just like always when we have a double banner, Venti's banner is going to have the same 4-star options as Ayato's. A lot of people are debating between whether they pull for Ayato or whether they pull for Venti. Personally, I'm going to be pulling for Ayato, but that's because I already have Venti. Venti's a fantastic Anemo support, and if you don't already have him, I would definitely think about pulling him. Although I will say there are a lot of enemies in Inazuma who don't get pulled in by his burst, and for that reason, along with others, I like Kazuha better as an Anemo support on my teams. Now, if you are planning on pulling for Ayato or Venti, let's talk a little bit about what materials you need to have to make sure that you're ready to ascend them as soon as you pull them. We're going to take a look at some Ascension Guides that are really easy to read and has everything there in one place, courtesy of World of Tava over on Twitter. I'll link them down in the description. We also took a look at some of this in our previous video, which I'll link right up here. So starting with Ayato, we're going to need the Varnata Lazarite and the Dues of Repudiation from the Hydro Hypostasis. We also need Elegance books, just like his sister Ayaka. Handguards, which I'm convinced that handguards are the new currency of Inazuma. I mean, between Ayato, between Yaimiko, Ayaka, Raiden Shogun, everything needs handguards, and I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of farming handguards. Please, Genshin, let me stop farming handguards. Use something else. There's so many materials in the world that you created. You don't just have to use handguards. But we need him for Ayato to ascend him, and we need him for his talents as well. And then Sakura blooms, again, just like Ayaka. And we need, of course, our books, our Mora. We need our crowns if you want to crown him. We need our Mora for his talents. And then we need the Mudras of a Malefic General, which is one of the talent materials that drops off of the new Raiden Shogun boss. And then for Venti, we need the Vyuta Turquoise and the Hurricane Seas off of the Animal Hypostasis boss. Finally, a boss who's easy to farm. We need slime condensates, we need Cecilias, we need ballad books for Venti, which makes sense, he's a bard, the ballad books, and then talent materials off of Andreas. Now moving on to the weapon banner, we have Ayato's weapon, Haran, Geppaku, Futsu, and we have Venti's weapon, Elegy for the End. Now for Venti, an R5 Stringless does outclass an R1 Elegy for the End in terms of raw damage, but the elemental mastery provided by Elegy is really nice on Venti and can definitely be used in a lot of team comps. And not just for Venti, characters like Fischl and even Amber can benefit from Elegy for the End. If you do plan on pulling for Elegy for the End, make sure you have enough horns, wolf fangs, and insignia so you guys can get that leveled up right away. Now, Ayato's weapon looks pretty interesting. It does buff all of your elemental damage by 12% in addition to its 33% crit rate. And then it's also going to give you an effect where every time another character uses an elemental skill, you're going to get a stack. And the stacks are called Wave Spike. You can have a maximum of 2 of those stacks, and then when you swap back to Ayato and you use his skill, the stacks of Wave Spike are expended and you receive an additional 40% damage for 8 seconds to your auto attack. Now, it's 40% if you have both the stacks, 20% if you just have one. So essentially, you swap to a different character, you use their skill, you do it one more time, and when you come back to Ayato and you use his skill, your auto attacks are buffed. This sort of looks absolutely beautiful as well. Again, we do need handguards for it though. Genshin, why? Why Hoyoverse? Why do we need more handguards? He needs Narukami's Wisdom for his weapon. I thought it would be Branches of the Distant Sea because they look like coral and he's a Hydra boy, but I was wrong. So Narukami's Wisdom, Gloomy Statuettes, which we don't know where those drop yet. They are a new item. I do have a suspicion we're going to talk about in 1 second here. And then again, old handguards, all the handguards. I'm done with handguards. I never want to see another handguard again after this version. Now, in addition to Ayato, this sword's not going to be bad for Ayaka and even Keqing. But as for the Gloomy Statuettes, I'm pretty sure they're coming off of the Ruined Serpent, a new enemy that we're going to be encountering in the Chasm in 2.6. Be very surprised if it came off of anyone else. It even looks a little bit similar, you know, it looks like the little statuettes might be a part of this boss here that's going to drop off when we defeat it. The boss looks really cool. It looks like he's going to be deploying this sludge that we have to clear out with a new gadget that we're going to get in the Chasm. And here it looks like there's some way to stun him and possibly stop those attacks so we can get some more damage in on him. He has some really cool attack animations, and here it looks like you can see that use of the gadget to clear that sludge out of the battlefield. I'm really hoping this boss proves to be a good challenge, because bosses are always fun when they're a little bit challenging. And finally, we can't talk about the chasm without talking about the 2 new artifact sets that we have coming up in the chasm in a new domain. Now, we did talk about it a little bit more in my previous video, which I will link here, but the 2 sets we do have are the Vermilion Hereafter, which is going to be an amazing set for Xiao with its 2-piece giving 18% attack just like Gladiators or Shimenawa, but its 4-piece buffing his attack even more in his elemental burst every time he loses health, which for Xiao is all the time in his burst. And then Echoes of an Offering, which looks like it's going to be a set that really requires a character to have a high attack speed like Ayato and like Yoimiya. I'm really excited to use this on Yoimiya, who's one of my favorite characters, and see how it stacks up against the Shimenawa set that I have on her right now. This set gives 18% attack at the 2-piece, just like the Vermilion Hereafter, the Shimenawa, and the Gladiator. It seems to be a running theme with artifact sets lately. But then its 4-piece has a chance to trigger an effect which increases your next normal attack by 70%, and every time that effect doesn't trigger, the chances of it triggering off your next attack go up. So the faster your auto attacks, the more procs you're going to get and the more powerful auto attacks you're going to have. That's it for me today, guys. Let me know who you're going to pull for. Are you pulling for Ayato, Venti? Are you saving for someone else? If so, who's it going to be? Do you guys think Weapon Banner is a scam, or are you going to pull on it for this? Because that sword looks mighty tempting. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you liked it. As we get into 2.6 this week, we're gonna have videos coming out helping you guys walk through every piece of it and breaking it down along the way. If you don't watch my polls, we're gonna be live over on Twitch every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with our Ayato polls happening this Wednesday. Link is down in the description below. And like always, you guys stay legendary, and remember the sun will rise, and we will try again. Peace out.